Yo, 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 what's good? It's Chan Man. We back in the building. It's Monday, August 7th, 2023, approximately 8:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank y'all so much to anybody and everybody who decided to stop by and kick it with your mans. I appreciate it. Um, I don't know if I sound any different, but if I do, um, first I'll get into it a little bit. Um, So I did notice that either I just have that much influence or nobody was listening over the weekend, which is completely fine with me. That's fine with me. It looks like I did not get any spins over the weekend, which is great. I hope that everybody was had a great weekend and spent time with their family and their friends. And matter of fact, I actually took my own advice. I didn't post anything this weekend. I spent the weekend just spending it with family and friends. It was wonderful. Um, so again, I'm not sure if anybody paid attention, um, but last week, a few days ago, I had a birthday party that I had to attend. But we essentially celebrated again over, like on Saturday or something, uh, because some more people were able to stop by, and it was wonderful just being able to sit down and talk with everybody, and not have the influence on a whole lot of outsiders. Not calling people outsiders, but like, you know what I'm saying. We didn't have like, it was really just like close family and friends, and it was a moment where it was kind of like, hey, you know what I'm saying, where sometimes I do think a lot of times people focus too much on what they don't have than what they do have. We were kind of sitting around having a good time, but of course it paused, and it was a nice moment when it was just like, hey, you know, um, the the uh, the guest of honor was just really appreciative of everybody being able to stop by and everybody just being peaceful and having a good time. Um, and was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I know we all going through things, you know what I'm saying? And uh, at least we could get together and just celebrate and have a good time. And as I looked around the room, I was like, damn, everybody in the room had a story like this past year, possibly even longer than that, like 2 years. Because at first I'm thinking like, who who's going through anything, you know what I'm saying? And then I looked around, I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. We all were going through things, and not even just like substantial things. I mean, not even just like little things like, oh yeah, my arthritis acting up. Nah. Everybody was like had some serious shit that we were all dealing with, and it was like, wow, this is really nice that we're able to get together, and we didn't have the pressure of having to impress or entertain, outside influences or change up kind of our routine, which I think adjusting is beautiful, and I think that's something that I need to work on more. Is adjusting to situations, because I think one thing is with certain people we kind of like to keep it the way it's been, but moving forward I definitely want to make sure that I work on my adjusting as well as coping. um, I have just dumb stuff going on. Other than that, it was pretty good. But just dumb stuff going on with, I'm in the process of ceasing and desisting my union, and um, already the vultures, are trying to move in, and what I'm saying, just dumbness. So as soon as my estranged partner is gone already, what I'm saying, got people trying to creep in, and I seriously don't understand how celebrities do it. Like people like Offset, what I'm saying, like this, like not too long ago, like somebody threw water on, his wife. And it's just like, man, like what the fuck? Like, why do we have to deal with this shit? Like, go get your own. Go if you want to throw water on a woman or on something, go get your own, and then throw water on her or him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or just I don't know understand how these people do it, man. Because this shit, like seriously, I would love to go on some Scott Pilgrim Um, shit, it's some movies. I think it's called Scott Pilgrim Fights All the Ex-Boyfriends or something. I can't remember. It's not the ex-boyfriends, it's the next boyfriends. Um, you know what I'm saying? Just whew, man, sometimes my own species just seriously disappoints me. As well as I gotta admit to myself, I'm not perfect and I don't have the best I haven't reaped uh the best, I don't know, fruits, or so it's all just karma, and what goes around comes around like a boomerang. So other than that, spend time with the fam. Was pretty great weekend. Just nice, peaceful, quiet. um Hanging out with my little ones. um Went to a little exotic car show. It wasn't nothing too crazy, but it was nice. And then hit the pool, and that's why it may sound just a little bit different. Um, is because I jumped in the pool with my cell phone. So right now, as soon as I did it, everybody everybody's like, "Get the rice." I'm like, man, does that shit even work? You know what I'm saying? Because normally when I drop my phone in the water, I just use my insurance and just be like, man, just send me another one. Just, you know what I'm saying? I paid a deductible. These deductibles been getting crazy. It was $50, then it was $100. Now the deductible's like $200. Then you ask yourself, well, that's 1/5 of a new phone. Should I just take that 1/5 and just, I don't know, put it on the down payment of a brand new phone or something? I don't know. But I'm trying this rice thing out, see how it works out. Other than that, wa- watched a bunch of nature shit. Watched Paul Rosaline or something like that on the Lex Friedman show or something. That shit just started a chain reaction. Next thing you know, I'm watching David Attenborough on Netflix. Just that shit went crazy. Um, really excited to be back. But yeah, I took my own advice. I didn't post any this weekend. It was wonderful. It's so hard going through this shit because like I I cannot stand seeing like the innocents leaving, young people. As I'm sure people watching Innocents leave me. But with everything that's going on, I can kind of see it in my little ones that they you know, they they're internalizing all this. You know what I'm saying? Um, Mommy has new friends. Daddy is losing everything, and to an extent, uh, my character is being dragged through the mud, and I gotta try uh, extra hard to really just be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the shit I should have been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of wish I could go in a time machine and just go backwards in time. But I gotta work extra hard for multiple reasons. One, for these dumbass new friends that want to come around, and two, I just want them to have a great time. You know what I'm saying? I just want them to have a great time when we hang out. Let's not talk about, mommy's new friends, or let's not talk about everything, that's going on. Let's just talk about Beyblades and I forgot um whatever baby games we're playing. I can't remember. It's this game where you get like a background and you can change all the pieces and whatnot. It's really not much to it, but or I don't know what a Bakugans or whatever. And let's just have a good time, laugh, look at some exotic cars. I um, I truly think that I manifested a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know how many times that I've said things like I don't want to be with you anymore, or I'm gonna get fired from my job one day, or I'm not supposed to be happy. That's for other people. That's not my story. And guess what? It's all And guess what? I also used to say, I can't wait to get back to podcasting. I can't even lie. I used to say that shit. That's one reason why I was like at my job, but I was like, you know what? I won't be too frustrated if I lose the job because I'll be able to get back to podcasting. Um, so with that, we got to get into barf. A couple things I wanted to touch on real quick. Been up approximately since about 5:30, 5:40. Nah, I woke up earlier than that because I was watching European. Um, no, that sounds like a good dad joke. I'm gonna have to use that on my kids somehow. I'm gonna have to make it up somehow. European. Um, but one of those stupid jokes, was it spell I cup? So there's a lot going on in the news, and I know it seems like House of Barf would touch on these topics. I seen a few topics that I saw, and actually I jotted them down right here. So I saw China's going through deflation. They said it's approximately 5.4% down, which is the slowest since 2015. I saw a lot of these topics. I'll go over a few more that I wrote down, but I just wanted to say there was a tragic accident. Some CEO. Let me type this in. CEO. Um, Here, let me see if I can get. I think I got my microphone to work. Here we go. CEO dies in tragic accident. Uh, no. Um. Oh wow! 3 days ago, uh, another CEO, Adrian Vaughn. Uh, and then there was. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Um, what's the name of the CEO that just passed away in an accident? Uh, and not too long ago, another one. James Crown. Wow, there's a lot of CEOs, but there was one that I think died last night. I can't remember. I'll try to look for it. Um, hmm. Okay, I'll try to look for it. But yeah, I saw that this morning. Uh, Let me see. The futures uh look they look flat. They look pretty decent. Dow futures are up approximately 0.33%. S&P up approximately 0.44%. Nasdaq futures up approximately 5.56%. The thing is, that looks pretty good, decent for somebody that wasn't up at 5 o'clock in the morning. This morning, the futures were up like crazy numbers. I was gonna say like 60%, like 88%, crazy numbers. And for it to just drop so substantially, uh, just lets us know that news from China may be influencing it, or I don't know what's going on. Um, Let me see. I don't know. Elon Musk was a big conversation. Him and I don't know Mark Zuckerberg, or I guess going to war over their social media platforms. I'm not sure. I just saw them talking about Elon Musk and uh, Mark Zuckerberg just need to get in a ring and just hash it out. But no offense to Chris Rock's joke, you don't want to mess with somebody that's been bullied. I don't know if Elon Musk's been bullied, but I know I know Mark Zuckerberg had to been bullied growing up. I mean, for him to create like Facebook and all that shit, yeah, he had to been bullied. And then for him to be like some triple black belt in jujitsu, you know what I'm saying? I ain't fucking with Mark Zuckerberg. Let him live. Um we got some earnings reports coming out this week as well. We'll go over that. And then also inflation and interest rates do appear that they're going to keep rising. I was listening to this lady named Catherine Dudley. from Franklin Templeton talk a little bit this morning. She recommended CVS. She said, she kind of thinks kind of how same thing I think Warren Buffett, kind of how I think as well. Um, when these markets are doing shitty, for me, that's a great opportunity to either start your dollar cost averaging or trying to buy at the bottom. Uh, as well as working on a exit strategy if you're just like, yo, I can't take any more of this. Um, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying, when you see these low ass prices, I'm like, drop it low, 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 drop it low. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get in, especially for those tickers that I've been watching. Like Berkshire Hathaway. I'm waiting till I get my money up so I can at least get one share of that shit. But it's crazy. I had a buddy. Uh, uh, it was around a few years around. It was around 2020. You know what I'm saying, when Berkshire Hathaway was dropping just like everything else, and had the opportunity to get like one share. I can't remember what it was at, probably like 250 or something. I have to take a look at it, and it was like, yo, I don't know, man. I mean, you could go all in on one shot of Berkshire Hathaway, or you know what I'm saying. And I don't think they did it. Let me see. I just want to see BRK ticker symbol BRK dot A. Let me see. I think it was about 2020. It probably dropped down. Who knows? It could even drop down, probably, possibly even a little bit lower than uh 250. But for some of these tickers, that it's like, man, you know what? I've been waiting for this. Maybe time to hop in. Uh, However, do want to say I do understand that there's a lot of these topics that do go on in the market. Um, and House of Barf, I will admit, I'm going to explain myself in saying, and I've said this before, that's not so much more what House of Barf is about. Um, I'll leave that to the experts. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I'm not an expert. Like, for example, sometimes I'm even confused when they're saying S&P 500 is the highest or the lowest it's been in 6 weeks. I'm like, it still looks like it's around 4,500 to me. I don't know. Is it really doing that well, or is it really doing that low? And you can also kind of feel, I don't know what you would call it, the sentiment of the news. Like, for example, when the market was up 88% or whatever, the futures, not the futures, they were up higher. You know what I'm saying? I swear they were up higher. Um, like, I just saw something. Crude is up 4 weeks in a row and stuff. I'm like, man, is it really? But this morning, oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, Dow Jones up approximately 125 points. The Nasdaq up approximately 90 points. Okay, so yeah, okay, so yeah, they're still up. Actually, okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, let me just refresh my screen. Maybe that's all I need to do. Uh, okay, yeah, things are yeah. Okay, S&P 500 looks like it's going to be up about 17 points. Nasdaq up about 83 points. Okay, bet. Okay, here we go. Yeah, things are still looking pretty good from when I was looking at it about 5 this morning. Um, Dow futures up about approximately about 110 points. Fantastic. Um, just real quick, just explaining myself. House of Barf, one, I'll leave that to the experts. I'll leave that to CNBC. I'll leave that to um, Fox Business. Um, those people, they're the experts. They really know how to carry all that news. More so, House of Barf is really just um, some loser guy who's trying to take this information and break it down, but not so much take down China's deflation. How does this affect the market? How do we break this down? I may do that sometimes. Uh, I don't want to, for lack of better words, there's this Asian guy that I listen to on YouTube. Let me see if I can find him. I think he does a pretty great job at doing that. I'll leave that to like him as well. Um, Once I get a studio or something, um, you'll start getting more sense of what House of Barf is about. It's more so take, again, Breakfast Club meets Jim Cramer meets Drink Champs meets $1 million worth of game. Well, minus I don't have guess. Meets Wall Street Trapper. Once I can get a studio or something where I can actually, you know what I'm saying, um, do what I do, you'll realize it's not what you think what you think it is. It's just complete madness. Once I get there, I'm not trying to be like no expert. I'm just trying to get it straight. Because like for some people, how are we going to talk about Chinese economics? Let me see. I think I found him. I think this is my guy. Clear Value Tax. Is that his name? Let me see. Let me see. And I think he does a really good job on breaking stuff down. Okay. Okay. I can't turn him up right now because I'm. Um, but yeah, I believe his name is Clear Value Tax. I think he does a great job on taking the current issues such as uh, taxes or whatever it is. Like on this conversation, what is he talking about? Uh, Bitcoin and altcoins will skyrocket after halving event. I don't know when this was dated. Let me see when he dropped this. Where's the date on this? I can't find it. Um, but yeah, I really like that guy. Just want to break that down. Just more so, how are we going to talk about China's deflation when we don't even really know what inflation or inflation means? So, real quick, if I'm correct, deflation essentially just means a decrease in gross national product or gross domestic product two quarters in a row. Not to mention possibly a decrease in consumer pricing, but like a super decrease. Oh crap! I can't do the read aloud as long as like I'm recording on this computer. Let me see. Yeah, it's not working. All right, the action of process of deflating. Oh, that's not what I mean. Okay, the process where prices of consumer goods and services fall and money value increases. Oh, okay, okay. That's oh. Mark Zuckerberg cage match with Musk. I'm ready. All right, SpongeBob. Okay. Long periods of deflation can lead to higher unemployment, a decrease. So, consumer prices and everything are dropping. The price of money is not the price of money. Um, the value of money is increasing. So we can go into that more, but I more so just want to take down uh, just the words and the terms and discuss them. And that way, when you're sitting down with your personal advisor or your financial advisor, or you turn on the news, or you open up your phone and look at your apps or your newspaper, if you're 65 and above, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I love my geriatrics. Um, but if you pull this up and they say China's deflation or U.S. inflation, our interest rates are rising. Ah, everything is going crazy. You can look at it and say to yourself, well, all inflation means is uh, an increase in consumer goods prices, um, and blah blah blah. And then you may just say to yourself, they're making this sound like it's a terrible thing, but in all actuality, this may not be such a bad thing. This may be a good thing. Or you may say to yourself, oh, wow, consumer prices are rising, interest rates are rising, unemployment is rising, the value of the dollar is deflating or, diluted. Then you may say to yourself, oh, wow, you know, if the news is saying, "Oh yeah, no, all the prices and everything's rising because y'all out there are making money or keeping money in your bank accounts," you can say to yourself, well, these looks like a lot of indicators that we may be heading for, I don't know, a recession or something." And then even the term recession, how do you break it down? So, not saying I'm gonna do that right now, but just to kind of explain House of Barf. Not to mention, it's also my therapy. It's my way of being able to connect with, you know, uh, um, while I'm going through this transition in my life. To kind of get a lot of this stuff out, I do want to calm down on Chairman's journal time a little bit, because I think we've got kind of the concept of, personality. If you like me, you like me. If you like everybody else, you hate me. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of terms like I don't even understand. Um, also saw electronic vehicles are on the rise. I got this company. Let me see if I can find them. MBLY. I think they're in the game of electronic vehicles. 3781. Okay, I'm still waiting for them to drop a little bit more. Uh, but yeah, so um, Berkshire Hathaway did a fantastic job, I guess, this past week. I want to look at stocks like Zoom. Like Zoom went crazy during COVID, and then what happened to it? Did it just like die? Um, Zillow. I forgot about Zillow. I meant to type in Zoom's ticker, but again, I'm seriously thinking about real estate. I really think real renting is going to go on the increase coming up this September when they're trying to play games and say no, no, no. Jerome Powell would be crazy to raise interest rates again. Are you insane? Eh, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm not, 66, but I wasn't born yesterday. And one thing I've noticed living in America, whatever comes out of a lot of people's mouths, it's not what they're doing. They'll say something, stay in school, work hard. At night, they're in a storage unit selling cocaine. That pure bam bam. Thank you, ma'am. So I really don't listen to a whole lot. Like, look at all of our leaders that we've really been looking up to lately. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, I'm not trying, but like, even to the Jay Z's and um, the Donald Trumps and uh I can't name them all. They could say, yeah, yeah, man, stay in school, work hard. How did you make your living? Oh, we were redlining black people and blah, blah, blah. Oh, how'd you make your money again? Oh, I sold crack in Marcy Parks or whatever for years, but not anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we look at all these leaders and we're sitting there saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna work hard and stay in school and I'm gonna go to the best Yale University or University of Maryland and I'm gonna do my job and fantastic. While all of our world leaders are sitting there like, yeah, we sold counterfeit goods for like 10 years in China or so. I'm not saying China or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, wow. Okay, so what am I doing here? Am I hustling backwards? So yeah, just kind of want to break that down a little bit. I have been getting new listeners, new viewers. So also, I do get kind of concerned with trying to take the news and break it down because there have been stories of people like Rupert Murdoch or the character that Russell Crowe played in that Fox movie of people they push when Donald Trump was running for president. They push. I think Russell Crowe's character, I forget his name. He was messing around with all the women, not messing around. I think he molested them or something. Not Russell Crowe, but his character. I forget the name of his character. I think it's called The Loudest Voice. Let me see. Yeah, but they push news. They say, "Hey, push. We don't care. Push the fake news. Push the fake news. Push it. Push it. Push it." So if I take it and I'm going around just repeating what they're saying, then essentially, what I'm saying, I may not be really getting to the meat and the bones of what I should really be touching on, which is breaking stuff down. So when they drop that stuff out there, you can say, so you know what? It's all not making sense to me. So I've been talking for about 30 minutes. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna take just a quick pause. Please grab a bev, um, grab some food, grab whatever you need, your cigarette and your coffee, whatever you got to do. Take a quick pause. I want to thank anybody and everybody who decided to stop by and kick it with your man Chan. I appreciate it. This is Chairman. This is House of Barf. Yo, 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 what's good? This is Chairman House of Barf. Thank you so much to anybody and everybody who decided to stop by and kick it with your man Chairman. I appreciate it. So, One thing I do also want to break down, we do got the markets open. It's approximately 9:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, August 7th, 2023. Markets did open. Looks like things are doing pretty in the green today. Um, we'll take a look at the trades uh, right now, but I have a few things that I got to work on. So I do try to work on, uh, again, barf for anybody who maybe new, because I do realize I have a few new listeners now. BARF is an acronym for Business Accounting Regulation and Finance. What kind of made me get to BARF is I'm an individual that likes to joke around, play around, just be goofy, try to take the edge off of things. In the words of um, coworkers, let's keep it light. I just threw it out House of Barf. Also, I do enjoy a good bev. I do enjoy a drink. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a play on words as well as um I have got something in the oven. Got some dad shit I gotta get done as well too, which is no problem at all. It's just crazy how I'm the worst person in the world, but anytime somebody needs me, I'm there. But also, that's what I said. When I get the studio up, you'll see. I'll have the studio up. I have some good backdrops. Um, I'll have myself a cup. Most likely it'd be cognac. Possibly, I gotta be safe because also I may be going back to work. I gotta apply for this job. I was gonna apply to Ernest. What is it? Ernest Young or EY? I saw a position available. And my family keeps telling me, "Chan, stop applying for them entry level jobs. Like, come on, man. You got 3 degrees. You've worked for one of the top wealth management companies. You've worked for a regulator, and you still just don't just go in mid level, whatever." I'm like, man, I don't like beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't remember who said it. Was it on A Different World? Is a show called A Different World? Or I can't remember if it was the Cosby's. And I know Cosby is canceled, but I think it was A Different World, and I think it was the dude with the sunglasses, and he said, "You know what? I'm your worst nightmare." And I was like, "What's that?" An educated black man. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, so I kind of think about shit like that. Like, man, I got to move different. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be coming in rooms like maybe other cultures that can just come in and be like, oh, we're taking over the world and blah blah blah, we're going to do things this way and statistics and we need to get this up and we need to get this down and blah 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 blah, blah, blah. you know um which I think all groups really need to work together. You know what I'm saying? I really do appreciate uh my counterparts for real. Like, I'm like, man, look at that, we getting shit done. Or it's kind of like, oh wow, that was a good idea. I like how bold she is, or I like how smart he's thinking, or how much work we're going to get done. One thing about me, real quick, off topic, is I really don't give a fuck if I get along with you or not. Matter of fact, 90% of the time, I'm probably not going to get along with you. I hate to say it like that. No, I get along with people. But short term, you're gonna love me. Long term, you're gonna realize I like to get shit done, and I really don't care our relationship status. If we're gonna get shit done, we're gonna argue. There's gonna be a whole lot. You put me in an area where I can't really express myself or be myself, then I'm really already shut down from the jumps. I'm already just kind of sitting there, just kind of like, um. So I gotta be careful with that. Now, also with getting a job, I gotta fill out the health insurance information because I do need some health insurance. Uh, I miss Kaiser Permanente, man. They they were on top of it. I don't know if I'm gonna get them back, but Kaiser Permanente, man, they the shit. Um, but I can't be on my podcast all smoking and then getting a job. But I'll have a smoke with, what I'm saying, on the episodes occasionally, maybe. And then, because you got to pay higher premiums if you be smoking and whatnot and drinking and whatnot. So I got to be careful with that. Um, but yeah. Once I get the studio up again, I'm gonna be, having my best. One of my homeboys was like, and yo, just have like on what is it, Wheel of Fortune? I forget what her name is. He's like, yo, just in the background, just have a couple of bad youngins, a couple bad joints in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, that's funny as shit. I may do it if I can afford it. You know what I'm saying? You just have a couple models. But if I have a couple bad women on the joint, I can't have them just be sitting there just looking good. I mean, that's great and all, but man, nah, leave that for the music videos. I'm gonna have to have them talking. Like they're gonna have to, that may be on another. That may be on Bum Rush. I'm trying to start another podcast called Bum Rush. It's gonna. I'm gonna try to get it going around 9:30 a.m. Um, and then It's gonna go from 9:30 a.m. until I kind of pass out because like creating content, the shit takes a lot out of you. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy doing this. But the thing that takes a lot out of you is this shit is public. And I'm not sure if it's global. I think I may have checked the box saying let this be distributed across the globe, or if it's just in the United States. But that right there takes a lot out of my brain, out of my soul, because I'm like, oh shit. Every time I publish an episode, I've published probably about 135 episodes. Every time I publish an episode, I'm like, wow, and that is out there in the world. But today I gotta get ready. I got something in the oven. That shit is probably burnt. And then I got some dad shit to take care of. One of my youngins ain't feeling too well. So I gotta go tend to that. Um, but today I want to discuss uh, seeking advertisers. So I've been doing this, and I haven't got no advertisers yet, and that's unusual to me because I had a previous podcast about 4.5 years ago, and I probably did 15 episodes and got multiple advertisers. I shut the shit down because I got a job. Um, and now I'm about 135 episodes in and ain't got no sponsors. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna figure out a way if I can start reaching out to sponsors, and we're gonna take a look at this. And where I got this idea was I was listening to $1 million worth of game, and they were talking about how Gilly started $1 million worth of game back in 2012 or something, and Wallow at the time was locked up. I guess he didn't get out till about 2017, something like that. And when he got out, one of the things he said, he trademarked the logo, and then he said, I reached out to sponsors, and that shit blew my brain. I was like, what? $1 million worth of game. I said, what? I said, you reached out to the sponsors? I thought the sponsors called you. So I heard that and I said, okay, I got to get on top of my shit. So I got my pen, my pad, I got my book. Uh, I think we're good to go. I think we're set. Like dip. So I think we're good. We're gonna go ahead and take another quick pause. Again, it may not seem like it, but I am pausing, doing a couple things. Take your time, get your coffee or cigarette, whatever you got to do. Be just right back. This is Chairman House of Barf. Yo, 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 what's good? This is Chairman House of Barf. Hope everybody's doing good. Scratch that. Hope everybody's doing great. Yo, some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So, if you listened, I've been listening. My spouse is leaving me. Some crazy shit. When I used to hear old head say, "Man, my wife left me and she took everything. She could have cut the dog in if she could have cut the baby in half, she would have." You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, ain't gonna leave me with no glasses, ain't gonna leave me with no toilet paper. I think she took my family photos. I'm like, yo, that's my family photos. Like, damn. I'm gonna be left with a couple Barbies or some shit. Besides Barbies, I heard the movie hit like $1 billion in 17 days or some shit. That shit crazy. All right, so real quick, again, going into BARF, it's about business, accounting, regulation, and finance. I've been focusing on options trading and whatnot for a little while. I kind of got obsessed, and I've been neglecting things like futures trading, forex trading, business, accounting. Touched on accounting probably like for the first time just a couple episodes ago. Discussed a balance sheet and income sheet. I was looking at the balance. I was doing my fundamental analysis on a couple of stocks, and I pulled up balance sheet or the income sheet and the cash flow statement, and was just reviewing the accounts payable and the accounts receivable. So touch on that. Regulation, I try to touch on pretty regularly. Finances, touch on credit cards the other day. Business, I'm kind of back on business right now. So spouse is leaving, lost my job. I put up a for sale by owner sign in front of my house. People are pecking away. I mean, people want. I've increased the price by like 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? Not decreased, increased. Because I'm like, yo, too many people are just calling. And I'm like, I put the sign up with the full intentions of selling the house. My spouse is doing everything to not allow me to keep the house. Because I'm like, yo, why don't you just, if you want to leave, you leave, and I'll just keep taking care of the house. You know what I'm saying? You can just get your name off the deed or the loan or whatever, the title, whatever it is. And it's like no. Uh, and it's playing some pretty cool tricks. For example, not assisting at all with any bills. So essentially, it's going to force the home into a foreclosure, or I'm going to be forced to sell. But I'm taking things slowly but surely. Also, on the other note, I'm not sure if I'm ready to go back to a 9 to 5, man. Or sweethearts, beautiful people, man. My last experience, like my last company, I really was trying. I really was. Like I wasn't like I mean, I'm not gonna say I was perfect. You know what I'm saying? There were some people who were really good, really good. Even some people who came in after me who were really good. Uh, but you know what I'm saying? Like the way I was treated, man, and that shit kind of fucked me up. And to an extent, I kind of feel like it was destined because it was like I feel like God kind of has a plan. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, Chan, if I didn't do that shit, you would have been in that company forever. I even had former people who retired reach out and say, Chan, you ain't making no money. What you make a month? Like 4,500? And I was making a little bit more than 4,500. I was probably making like somewhere between 5 and 6. I was probably making like 6. Um, and they're like, Chan, that's not money, man. Like you got to get, and people would tell me a lot in Chan, you're intelligent. Like you're intelligent. Like, and I'm not saying you're a genius or anything, but people say it to me, Chan, you're intelligent. I knew you were intelligent the first day I met you. First day I met you was when I was retiring. This was one of the people I was talking to. Was in the process of retiring. Um, so one of the people I talked to was in the process of retiring, and they were high up to the point that they couldn't even retire right away. They had to wait like a year. They hired him back on as an advisor for I guess the new person that came in. So he was chilling for like a year, just giving advice. That's all he did for like 1 year. Um, but like come in, we talked about retirement, how to move your retirement. And this guy, he knew everything, but he just wanted to talk. That's the type of person he was. He just wanted to talk and break shit down. I need to reach back out to him. Um, I was a cool ass asshole, but he was an asshole for. I mean, he's kind of like I don't know if you ever watched the show Succession. I like the show. I like the dad. The dad is like my favorite character. You know what I'm saying? Like, for some reason, he resonates with me. I get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I get people like that. Like, we may say some shit that's fucked up to you, and you just like, yo, that was fucked up. I mean, I've said some fucked up shit lately. Like, I found one of the guys trying to snoop in on my wife, and I found out some information about him, and I said some fucked up shit, some shit that you shouldn't say to even somebody you hate. You know, Um, and then there was some crazy shit. I got off the phone, and then a YouTube short popped up on my phone. I'm always looking at like YouTube shorts and TikTok, and I don't really look at TikTok, or whatever. I got some shit with them. Their privacy rules kind of bother me a little bit. Um, so I try to keep them off my phone, but my kids are always on TikTok and CapCut and Likey and YouTube Shorts. So a YouTube short popped up on my phone. Ways that Christians are not supposed to act, holding grudges, wishing negativity on other people. I was like, gosh darn, did you just listen to my conversation? Get out of here, Google. You're 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 violating my life. Besides Google, another thing real quick. We're gonna get to business real quick. There's something about me that's a little that people like a little bit. I don't know what it is, but there's something because I do this little Google um location thing where I put up places that I'm eating, chilling, hanging out, blah blah blah. And every time I post like where I'm at, it gets like 3,000 views like ASAP. I just got an email from Google or something that said I got over 1 million views, but I've been doing it since 2017, some shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like you got over 1 million views, and I became one of their, I don't even know what you call it, Google um, special people. You know, like, and they're always constantly Chairman, post, Chairman, we saw you take this picture, post it. And I'm like, yo, get out of my photos. Get out of my phone. Get out of my. We saw you were just here. Can you post it? And sometimes I'm like, all right, I'll post it. You know what I'm saying? I'll post it, and as soon as I post it, it'll get like 3,000 views, and all it will be is a plate of General Tso chicken. You know what I'm saying, at the bar. You know, I'm just like, and one more thing, and then people will ask questions. Does this location have handicap parking? Does this location have a clean bathroom? Does this location have takeout? And then I do answer a lot of the questions. Like I'll answer like 10, 15 of them, like back to back to back to back to back. Really, all I had to do is press like yes, no, yes, no. Does this place offer, I don't know, Susan chicken or something? And I'll be like, not sure. You know, so it's just things like that. And I'm just like, yo, I don't know what it is. But because I know there's people out there that got way more viewers than me. But actually, I got a couple followers. People are like, "Yo, I follow you because I like the spots you be hitting, and not even just the spots you be hitting. You gotta know what to order from that spot. So you may see me hit, I don't know, Boardwalk Billy's. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not ordering everything on that menu. I'm ordering the Chipotle wings. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably almost all I get from Boardwalk Billy's. I mean, don't quote me, but you know what I'm saying? Just things like that. So we're gonna get into business. The thing I want to work on today is, so I told you, I got my spouse leaving me. I don't have a job. I'm losing my house. The the Honda almost, I mean, my car almost got repoed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, just give me 2 days. 2 days. They like, you're 60 days late. We're gonna repo your car. I'm like, gosh, darn it. Like, can I live? Like, how many months was I on top of my shit? Yo, in the trap, you know, I love talking to my trap stars. I always tell the people in the trap, look, you do not want to fuck with this game unless you don't fuck with the game. You know, because you're only as good as your drugs or your product. I'm sorry, your product, whatever it is. As soon as, but not everybody. A lot of people, you can make friends in your business. I'm not sure if you can or not in every business because there's a lot of sharks out there. But in the trap, you're only as good as your product. You're like a pirate. I like this one show. I think it was on AMC. It's called Black Sails. You're only as good as your piracy or your booty, your loot, whatever. As soon as a captain sends a whole crew to a location, they say, "Ooh, the United Kingdom is going to be going here," and let that captain go to that spot, and the United Kingdom tricked them and went a different route. That whole crew, you're going to lose your whole crew. But let the United Kingdom be there, and y'all loot that shit. When you get back, your crew is going to be 20 times bigger. They're going to be like, yo, did you hear about Captain such and such? Black hair, whatever. Did you hear about it? They hit the United Kingdom and they were right. Man, I fuck this crew. I'm moving on to the next crew. And that sounds wonderful because you're always like, well, then I'll just keep making sure I'm right all the damn time. Well, what goes up must come down. And there's no such thing as perfection, only in God. So the only thing that you can really do is get to somewhere where you, I'm not trying to give advice or anything, but you got to find a spot where new business partners and new friends, I think, are very important. Networking is very important because you're going to meet the people who you least expected it. I call them the 40 percenters. You know what I'm saying? So you got your 60% of people, which are your best friends that you've been best friends with for 15 years, and your family and all these people. And if you look at it, these 60% of people, no offense, ain't did shit in your life productive except offer their belly button or their asshole, or in other words, their opinion. Everybody got a belly button. Everybody got an asshole. So essentially, those 40% of people, those are the ones that call you and be like, yo, I'm in this frat. Yo, I'm at this company that uh, is a great company. Yo, um, my pop is a business owner. Maybe he could talk to you. And it'd be that person, that receptionist, that security guard that you walk past every day. You know, you just say hello to him. Hey, how's it going? You know, and you keep walking. But you say hello to him every day. And that's what they like about you, is that you weren't one of those dickheads that are on your cell phone carrying a briefcase from 1994 with the shoulder pads and just walking past them. Hey, what up? Bye. You know, they're like, man, fuck you. You know, but you're the person who stopped by. Oh, and then when you have like the company potluck and everything, you're the one that said, hey, yo, I brought you a plate. You know what I'm saying? Cindy made the spinach dip. Sandra made the buffalo dip. Um, Miss Such and Such made the curry goat. I made the such and such. And they like, man, I ain't gonna eat none of this food, but I appreciate the gesture, man. Cause nobody stopped by with a plate. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, all this food gonna go to waste anyways. It's COVID season. You know, like ain't nobody trying to eat this shit. I don't know. Oh man, there was this one lady that made upside down pineapple cake. That shit was bomb. Ah man, I wish I knew her name. I'm like, yo, let me get another slice of that upside down pineapple cake you made. Um, shit, I'm going off on a tangent now. Uh, Back to business. We got to get back to business. Um, so losing everything, right? Oh, I'm sorry for my trap lords, my trap gods. Who, goodness, if only you could see the bigger picture. I can't even see it. God sees it, and but you know when you have wisdom, you know what I'm saying. You get it. It you think the product is coming from DC, New York, whatever. Man, that product is coming from somewhere else by no offense. I hope to not get myself in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from El Chapo, El Mayo, whoever it is. They sending that shit. They could give a fuck less about your feelings or about your, I don't know. I don't even know. 363rd. I don't know. Um I don't know. Minnesota, um, Fulton County. They could. I don't know what else. I can't. I don't know these places. They could give a fuck less. You're over there fighting. Oh shit. Cortana is recording me. Wow. That shit crazy. Cortana just pops up and starts recording me. Oh my gosh. Stop recording me. All right. How is it even supposed to be recording? Because I'm already on a recording system. That's how you know this shit is in your system. I got to figure out how to quit that. So you're only as good as the product. You're only good as soon as that product is gone. Watch, just test it out. Do the Fat Joe test. Just test it out. Have the product come in. Lord willing, you get away from the game. Have the product come in and tell everybody it's a week late. A week in the industry is like forever. Just say it's a week late. Just sit on it. You know what I'm saying? Immediately, you're gonna see all the fiends do what? Go around the corner or call up their mans, call up their other mans, call up their backup plan. Everybody should have a plan B, plan C. You shouldn't have no plan A and that be it. And what's going to happen to your God, your the people under you? They're gonna be trying to make deals on the side. Yo, what's up, man? Just give me good, and then this will be it, just for such and such. You know, you're gonna see a whole lot of shit go down, and you know this shit already. But you've been keeping these people around 10, 15 years. You got your beautiful partner that you've been living in that place with. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to pick her up, pick him up, whatever, whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot that goes into the game. You know what I'm saying? That's why me personally, I just been kind of cutting. I've been cutting the holes out of my t-shirt. Just I'm just kind of rolling solo now. Um, we got to get into business. Okay, we got to get into barf. Been sitting here talking for about 45 minutes and ain't even touch on one topic of barf yet, or maybe I did, don't even realize it. So let's just go ahead and take a quick break, and then we're gonna hop into some business. The thing I'm gonna touch on today, I'm not gonna touch on foreign exchange. I may touch on it later. Like you can do multiple episodes in one day. But so what happens when you get into business? What happens? I'm an entrepreneur that got 3 degrees, and I know that may sound sexy, but it's not. I compare it to like a comedian having a degree in comedy. It's like what? I hope the degree didn't cost you much because you should get your receipt back. It's like a business. This there are a few. One of the classes I liked was big business ethics, and I did like statistics. I did like accounting, so it's not a total waste. You know what I'm saying? Business ethics was huge to me. It was nothing about business. Nothing about business. It was about your integrity. Because a lot of people in business are like, yo, I'll do whatever it takes to get a dollar. You know what I'm saying? I'll do whatever it takes. Business ethics was all about why do you want to be that person? It was about, who are you? Now, if you're that person, go do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I remember this one thing. I remember a few things. Uh, Headline media. So what you do is you take a topic, you know what I'm saying? Any topic. Chairman beat his wife. Chairman masturbated in public. Chairman saved the world or something. And what you do is you print it out like it looks like a newspaper and you put it in front of everybody. Now these don't have to be true stories. Okay. No, please don't let them be true. And it says this is business ethics. This is business integrity. When you go into business, this is what could possibly happen to you. So you go to the club one night, and for example, you may be in a situation like mine. You see your spouse, your ex spouse, on a date with a new guy. Not even any date. They got the children with them. They got the you know what I'm saying. They at the park. You know what I'm saying. They got the children with them. New boyfriend. You may want to go wring his neck. Headline tomorrow. Chairman ring guy's neck at some park. You think people are really going to care about what happened? There's going to be 2 or 3 people who care about what happened. The rest of them are just going to be like, oh my gosh. That award, that business award that we were going to give you, canceled. Or that job you were going to get, fired. We don't care. I saw the headline. Did you read the article? The article. What? Did you read the last paragraph? No. So that was one thing I learned. And also, there's another one. You do the tombstone. These are a couple things I can remember. There's a whole lot to it. The tombstone. So on the tombstone, you put this man made $1 billion. Chan man made $1 billion. The other joint, you put Chan man made 50 millionaires. Chan man saved 3 lives. Chan man um, opened up 15 um, car dealerships, and you put this on a tombstone, and then you read it. You don't really got to put it in front of everybody. You just read it to yourself. So you do it, just do a couple for yourself, and then pick that tombstone. And I'm not trying to be melancholy or whatever. What is it on the tombstone? A eulogy or something like that. And you read that eulogy, and whatever you resonate with, that's who you are. That's who you're gonna be. If you resonate with this person opened up 15 pharmacy stores and made over $1 billion, if you like that, then be that person. You know what I'm saying? But if you resonate with this person helped make 15 other millionaires, that's more so what I resonated with. I was like, you know what? I don't even really care about being a multi-billionaire or whatever. I was like, yo, if I put people on and I make the world a better place and I can help people fund whatever goals and dreams they want to achieve that possibly could be better for the world, that's what's better for me. You know what I'm saying? If I could help um, possibly fund the police department that does the best training in order so that we don't have black men between the ages of 15 and 55 dying twice a week at least, then that's what I want to be a part of. Because that black person or Hispanic or whoever it is that didn't die could possibly be the cure to something that we don't even realize, or could possibly take technology to another level that we don't even realize, or whatever it is. I don't even know. So I know I'm going on a babble tangent session, but we're gonna get ready to hop into business. What we're gonna really touch on real quick is, with everything going on, um, I've been waiting around for some sponsors, and the sponsors haven't been coming. You know what I'm saying? In 135 episodes, um, I don't know how many days, let's say like 4 months, 30, 60, 90, 120 days. Um, I haven't received one sponsor. So we got to go on the offensive. We're not going to wait for these sponsors to come to me, because also I got to get my phone fixed. You know what I'm saying? Because like I got some important phone calls. Yeah, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm important, but I applied for a couple jobs. I got legal issues going on. Um, I got just a bunch of shit going on. I can't be without a phone right now. So it's sitting in Rice right now in a dark spot. It's been there for a little while, but I need to make sure I have money on deck so that I can do House of Barf. Make sure I get all the cybersecurity I need. Make sure I can get all the technology I need. Make sure I have my phone because that's what I use to record. Make sure that I can also fund the accounts with money so that if I make a dumbass trade, which we haven't even looked at the trades today, but if I make a dumbass trade and lose $7,000, hopefully with the sponsorships and not customer listener support, I'll be getting $7,000 back in so that I can do more trades. And the thing is, I know it's like, why would I give you money to trade when you can trade it on yourself? True, I got you, I get you, but on the other end, if it's possible that I could possibly provide good information, um, then we could keep funding it. But we don't want to create like that cult life or whatever. I was looking at something on Netflix about like some like, can't remember his name. It was an Indian guy. I mean, he had people sitting in tents in hot weather. So I'm not trying to create nothing like that. Because what happens is if he doesn't have shoes on his feet, people buy him shoes. If he doesn't have clothes, people buy him clothes. If he needs a chair, people buy him a chair. And that's how you can kind of create like, you know, I don't want that. What I'm more so saying is if you believe in the content, if you believe in the product, please donate. Please. I don't have member subscriptions up, but when I do, please subscribe. Please help me. I'm not trying to do like a GoFundMe or anything, but if you enjoy the content, please support. And then that way, the more support I get, the more content I can create, and I don't have to go back to a job, because if I go back to a job, most likely it's going to be in the financial industry, hopefully, and then I'm going to have to cut the content because it's going to be a conflict of interest with my company. The company probably has their own podcast that they want to push. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to want to have somebody come in and be like, "Hey, I got a podcast about business, accounting, regulation, and finance, but Can I still do it or not? They're like, hell no, you crazy? We got our own podcast going on. So all right, so we're gonna get ready to hop into that. I'm gonna figure out a way to get some advertisers. If I had my phone right now, I would allow y'all to hear me call a company to ask them if they want to sponsor me and just hear how the conversation goes. So I got to figure out because I don't got my phone. But what we can do is just the basic research of figuring out how do you reach out to sponsors. Like, how do I get this done, and then how do I get somebody to sponsor me? So maybe I just reach out to all random companies. I don't know, BB or CC or uh, this funeral home or whatever. I don't know how this works. So we're going to take a look into it, and we'll figure it out. So in the meanwhile, I want to thank anybody and everybody who decided to stop by, kick it with your man Chairman. I appreciate it. We're going to take a quick pause. This is Chairman, House of Barf. Yo, 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 what's good? This is Chairman, House of Barf. How's everybody feeling? All right. So getting ready to hop in the barf. I know I've been talking for about an hour, approximately an hour. Still haven't touched on the barf. So whenever we start a business, or whenever we want to start a business, what happens? You say you're kicking it around. You're having a few drinks with the homeboys or the homegirls, whatever, everybody, and everybody says, "Hey, if you want to start a business, you should do it." Kind of like this podcast or this conversation that I'm having with everybody. Um, I kind of just hopped up and did it. And everybody always talks about, cliches. I know people don't like cliches. I actually do like cliches. Uh, it's not uh knowledge is not power. The application of knowledge is power. And so I can't continue to keep beating a dead horse. And what I mean by that is for several years I've been meaning to get over the hump with corporations, my jobs, everything, spend time with my family and figure it all out. And I keep hitting my head against the wall. Keep bow, 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 sounding peaches and eggplants. And I just keep hitting my head and I'm trying to figure it all out. So, am in a little bit of a desperate situation, but people say, desperate times call for desperate measures, but also a little bit of nervousness is key in life. You got to have a little bit of nervousness. Sometimes it can make you perform better. So, I think I may have figured out how to get the sound to work while I'm recording. So we'll see if it'll work up. I'm have two windows up. I got the window for me recording, so I can just keep an eye on that. And then also I'm gonna pull up another window. Okay, so going to pull up Google as normal. Um, and let's just figure this out. So what I'm trying to do right now is for my podcast, I'm trying to get some sponsorship. The sponsorship is going to help me get the equipment. It's going to help me uh, build my portfolio. Like the other day, I got a message from my BD. I forgot what it said. I'm not even sure if I can pause this, but I want to pull it up. I read it the other day, but I'll read it again if you just give me one moment. Let me pull this up. It's just gonna take a second. On my phone, I can press the pause button. I don't want to hit the pause button on this and then be like, "Nah, you can't start it back up." Like, damn it. So, um, one second. Just one moment, please. As I pull this stuff up. Um, I apologize. All right, here it is. Oh, got another reminder just today. Man, this JetBlue down 15%. That should have been pulled out of this, but I'm just gonna let it chill. Let me see. Just let it chill for a little bit. We'll see. May have to work on another on figuring out how we're going to do this. But the message: New York Stock Exchange FINRA day trading rules apply only to accounts under 25K, 25,000. Please contact my BD. Um, so in like a 5 business day period, I have only a few day trades that I can make for accounts that are under 25K. Um, so it's going to be things like that that I won't have to worry about. And then I can just essentially act like I'm paper trading. If I can act like I'm paper trading, it's a huge difference. When you act like you're paper trading, I feel like your trades go. I feel like my trades go a lot better. I feel like when I do real trades, that's when my trades are live trades. That's when my trades are kind of stupid. Like when this was down 8-9%, I would have been pulled out. JetBlue, I'm looking at it right now. Uh, Purchased it around $7.76. Currently, it's around $6.57. Down. You know what I'm saying? Like I would just say, you know what, cancel it, bye. But since I'm I'm looking at it a little bit differently. But again, the trades I do for the most part are just simulated trades. Because again, I don't want to get any issues with regulators. Trying to say, oh, he's giving advice. All right, so let's get the bar for real quick. So with this podcast, trying to look for sponsorship so I can take care of a few things. Initially, sponsorship is not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy. Um, it's going to be a blower. It's going to be like a penny here, a penny there, blah blah blah. All right, let me do this 1 second. All right, let me pull up Google. How do I get sponsorship for my podcast? Okay. Whew. I am not looking to pitch. But you got to do what you got to do. Uh, I'll look at this next thing. Okay, and that's huge. That follow up step. I do that even when I apply for jobs. Um, Let me see. Okay, okay, we have a pretty good idea on how. Um, there's this there's this guy named Neil Patel, and he has a podcast, How to Get Podcast Sponsorship, and he has a spot on here. Here, let me see. Where he essentially says, "See how here, I'll let it read it." Oh gosh, oh gosh, it's one of those. I was actually thinking about reaching out to this guy, and now they're doing this thing where it's like, oh, okay. Um, I don't even know who this guy is. Let's listen to him talk a little bit. Okay. I kind of like the way he sounds. I mean, I feel like if I book a call with this guy, he's going to kind of annoy me. Uh, uh, but you know what? I'll book a call with him. He says he can get me traffic, and if anything, do it for the gram. I'll do it for the podcast. Uh, so I'm gonna send this guy my information, and I'll book a call with him and see if he can help me find. Sounds like he's gonna help me find the foot traffic that's gonna help me. He wants my URL. Goodness gracious, I don't even. Where is that at? Uh, da 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 da. All right, let me go to my URL. I'll give. Should I'll give him the RSS link, or no, I'll just give him the URL. So I'm giving the URL to Spotify for podcasters, and I'm just gonna put it in right there. And my monthly marketing budget, zero. What are you, crazy? Revenue, zero. Challenges, need more traffic. Urgency, immediately. Business type, uh, just, I don't know, blogger. Number of employees, zero. I'm, can I, oh, you have to put at least one. Me, okay, that's one. This seems like some type of scam. As soon as he calls or anybody calls from this company, is going to be like, "Yeah, did you read the email we sent you? What email? It's probably going to be my spam folder. And I'm going to pull it up and read it, and it's going to say we have different packages. We have the gold package. You can get this, this, and this for $499, and you can get the silver package for $1,099, and the platinum package for $1 million. I don't know. So I'll reach out to Neil Patel. We'll see how that goes. See if I can get more traffic. Um, I'm trying to still see how to get more sponsorships. This person got an article. How to get more sponsorship here. One second, I'll let it read. That's pretty funny. Because that's a big thing to me. Before, that didn't matter to me. I didn't care if my listeners hated the advertisement or not. Now I'm more so like, Uh, I want to make sure I get advertisements that um, kind of align with the listeners. Um, okay, okay. Been talking for about 14 minutes. So we got a few different things on how to get partnerships. Leverage your podcast with sponsorships. Reserve a spot for sponsorships. Pitch directly to brands. Pitch to small businesses. Blah 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 blah. What should I? Let me. What should I type in next? Uh, let me see. I'm feeling lonely, and I'm not feeling my rules on me. All right. Shit. Okay. What do I want to type? Pitch examples to businesses for sponsorship. On told y'all kind of just going down the down the path with me. I don't know what I'm doing. And okay, let's check it out right here. Let's see. Oh gosh, I don't got none of that. Oh goodness. Uh, let's see what this person says. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me sit up. This is different. You know what I'm saying? Because like it was so much easier when the sponsors were just coming to me. Now I feel like when I reach out to the sponsors, this is when you get those what I would consider asshole comments where they're just like, "Well, first you should get the technology, and next you should get this, and you should behave like this, and you should do this, and speak up." And why is it barf? That sounds disgusting. Do you really want to think about barf? Blah 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 blah. You know, see, I tell you, I can be very hard to play with in the sandbox. Uh, how to professionally pitch. Um, mm, okay. Let's see. Sponsor pitch examples. I'm not sure if it's going to read it because it doesn't look like. Okay. So I'll read it a little bit. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to read aloud. Um, this is an example of a sponsorship proposal template. Gaining sponsorship for an event or your organization can seem like a difficult task, whether you are experienced with attaining sponsorship or if you are writing your first sponsorship proposal. You can use this template to make requesting sponsorship for your event or organization a little bit easier. Um, Cover letter, the first page of your proposal. This is just one template that I found on, I don't even know what this is, what website this is. HubSpot. Yeah, HubSpot. Um, Let me go back. The first page of your proposal should consist of a cover letter directed to the potential sponsor. Thank the customer for accepting your proposal and briefly describe the project or event for which you are. You know what's crazy about this? This is the shit that's getting me to the point where I'm like, what the fuck have I been doing with my life? Literally, I'm gonna write a resume to a company to get their sponsorship. Why the? And I always tell people all the time: do not say this to yourself because it can make you get paralysis by analysis. But it's like, what have I been doing? I should have been writing resumes to advertisers and sponsorships a long time ago instead of writing resumes to companies who are going to treat me like a fucking slave. Like, what have I been doing? I'm 30 fucking 6 years old. I'm old as crap. Ugh. And I'm this essentially all you're doing is writing a resume. So I start my podcast, right? I'm sorry. I know I'm getting turned up. As you can see, why so I start this podcast, this conversation I'm having with my listeners. I'm gonna make sure I get the question and answers in the polls put up, so it's more of a conversation and not so much you just forced to listen to me and not respond. So I'm gonna get that up and going as well. So start the podcast conversation, and I should have been writing resumes to sponsorships and um, advertisers. So you write a cover letter. What do you do when you write a resume? First page. What is it? The cover letter. Um, Thank the customer for accept. What do you do when you write a resume to somebody? Thank you for your time and consideration for accepting my resume. Blah 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 blah. All right. So, thank the customer for accepting your proposal and briefly describe the project or the event which you're. Oh my gosh, this is crazy to me. Explain how the sponsor would benefit from partnering with your organization. What do you do when you write a resume to an organization? I think I have these skills and these qualities that I can bring to your organization and effectively and immediately be part of the team and get things done. Except now you're writing why they should be part of your organization, which I'm like, yo, you should enjoy the opportunity to hang out with the man, Chan Man. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking a little bit. Then briefly present the funding, services, or goods that you're requesting from the sponsor. Yo, give me 25 cents every day. Every day. So let me see. Let me see real quick. I know I need to make like 8 grand a month at least to get me right. Um, at least 8 grand. But let me see. All right. So if I got 25 cents from 3 sponsors every day, 75 cents times, let's say I post 20 days, I'll make $15. I mean, that's cool with me though for right now. You know what I'm saying? That's gas money. That's something. Let me go back. Let me go back. Because that's all I want to start with. Just if I could just get that, then that's going to open the door for other sponsors to be like, they only give you 25 cents every day. We'll give you $1.50 every day. All right, let me see if I make $1.50 times 3. Let's say I get 3 partnerships or sponsors or advertisers from $1.50 from each every day. So that's $4.50. And then let's say I post. Well, no, let's say they give it to me every day. So let's say 30 days, even when I don't post. Well, nah, they probably won't give it to me if I don't post. So I'll say 20 days I'll post out of the month. You know what I'm saying? $90. Okay, now we're cooking with Crisco. Okay, now we're getting up there. Now we're getting to our like. And I know it's not no 90 million or anything, but now we're getting to a point where if I'm making $100 and that's in 20 days at home, just posting, doing something that I enjoy, that's okay. We can start bringing that bread in, and then eventually, if things start getting popping, then I will start cracking skulls for like shit. Like let's let's take that 8 grand and divide it by 3, because I really only want to do three commercials in one episode, because that would become too much if it's 4 or 5 in one episode. People are going to be like, "Yo, I can't enjoy the show because every second time." And this is why this is Chairman, and I like to use this male supplement when I can't get hard. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? People are going to be like, "Yo, I'm tired of hearing about your ED, and I'm tired of hearing about your colon and mesothelioma." I'm kidding. That was on Better Call Saul. Mesothelioma. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna get tired of that shit. So I can only really do like two or three in one episode without losing. Because I would lose. I would say, I can't. It, trust me. I look at the podcast. Sometimes I'm like, and then I'm also gonna have a disclosure. Once I start getting popping at the beginning of every episode, there's gonna have to be a disclosure. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a personal advisor. Please seek your tax advisor in order for me not to get a cease and desist or breach of contract or something. So eventually, hopefully, I'll be able to crack skulls for about $2,000 um, sponsor, and that wouldn't be every day. Nah, that I mean that would be great if they gave me $2,000 every day. Shit, I would have to have millions of listeners. But to get $2,000 every day, but that would be like $2,000 maybe a week or every 2 weeks. It'd be based on how many listeners I get per episode. Um, so on the other note, about the project and event, this section, I'm going back to the HubSpot thing about the project and event. This section is your chance to convince the funder that your project deserves sponsorship. Explain the overall goals of your organization, then describe the nature of the project or events. Let me pull up my resume real quick. I think this is in my resume as well. Let me see if I can find my resume. That's how bad I'm doing. I can't even like I should be able to find my resume at the drop of a dime. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, I think I found it. Da, 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 da. But essentially, uh, nah, just open it up. Gosh darn it! Come on. And then I keep it. Come on, just pull up. Gosh, uh, what is going on? Every single day. This is why people get Apple computers. They're just like, man. Every time I get my Apple, I never had no issues. Every time I use this, whatever. All right, so I really feel like on my resume to companies that I'm sending out, and I'm about to send it out. I told you this job came up for I think it was formerly Ernest Young, now it's EY or whatever. About to apply to some entry level financial advisor position, financial consultant or something. Probably not going to get it, but whatever. Um, I believe in there. This is a section I'm reading the about project. This is a section where you can is your chance to convince the funder that your project deserves sponsorship. I'm pretty sure I have a section in my resume where this is the section where I convince the organization this is why they should hire me and allow me to be part of their organization. And I probably put it in the cover letter as well. Things like I work long hours. I am flexible. I'm willing to take on more work, and I'm ready to be effective and immediately tomorrow. And okay, sure, Bob. Um, okay, let me read just a little bit more. Then describe the nature of the project or event and why it is important. If you are seeking sponsorship for an event, describe when the event will occur. And what I'm pissed off about is I could have been writing these to organizations to sponsor my shit instead of me writing a resume to an organization. Essentially, I'm sponsoring they shit. And then I get the opportunity to get treated like shit, lose my job, get fired, all that shit. Why the hell am I doing that? Why am I taking my time and my effort to write this stuff up, to send it to an organization so that I can sponsor them? And I know it sounds oxymoron. What are you talking about? You're sponsoring them. What am I giving them? I'm giving them my time. I'm giving them damn near my family. When you get that job, especially the jobs I'm working, and I'm sure the jobs you're working too, I don't even care if you're, no offense, a sanitary engineer at your company, whatever. No matter what it is, you're giving them your time. You're essentially going back in the day when uh, they used to talk about how black slave women literally spent no time with their own children. They were talking about they were breastfeeding the white babies, watching the white babies, taking care of the white babies. The white women didn't want to do it. They're like, nah, just get a black slave to do it. So essentially, giving up my time, my money, because you ain't making no money when, no offense, unless you, I don't know, making 300K or something. You're not really making no money with a job. I'm not saying you're not making no money, but when you get your paycheck, what you got to do? You got to pay all them damn bills, and you can put some towards savings. And then what do you do to yourself during savings? What are you doing? You're taking yourself to that lounge that just opened up, and you're going to go see some performance, um, a rendition of Teddy Pendergrass or whatever. Um, but real quick, been talking for about 30 minutes. This episode's getting long as shit. Let me go ahead, take a quick break. I want to thank anybody and everybody who decided to stop by and kick with your mans. I appreciate it. This is Chairman House of Barf. All right, yo, what's good? This is Chairman House of Barf. Just working on how to get sponsorship for this podcast. Now, listen, it's not all about me. I'm also doing this stuff for us. You know what I'm saying? So when you get the opportunity, if you're ever thinking about starting a podcast or doing anything, starting a business, there's rules and regulations that we got to follow. Like I can even tell you real quick. Probably shouldn't be doing this on the podcast, but do I need to own my? Oh, let me just. I forget. My mic wasn't working for a little while, but now it is. Do I need to own my podcast in order to? Okay. How did? Okay. Let's go ahead and just take a look at this. All right, I'm just gonna fast forward. Okay, so those are just a few steps on how to get started. Um, Let me see real quick. I'm just gonna ask a quick question. Do I need to own my podcast to get advertisement? Okay. Um, okay, I don't know what they're talking about. Okay, try and ads marketplace. I don't know what that is. Let me see. Try and ads marketplace. Okay. All right. Let me find what let me see if I can. What is an ads marketplace? Okay. All right. Okay. Facebook Marketplace is a place to discover and purchase items. No. Oh, okay. That's not what I'm talking about. Um, I'm looking for an advertisement marketing place. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let me see if I can find like I need a marketplace for sponsors because if there's hmm, if I can find sponsor marketplace for event organization, sponsor my event. Uh, okay. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to look for uh American sponsors. You see, there's a few: Gatorade, Wells Fargo, McDonald's, American Legion. American Legion, dang, I didn't know it was that big. Got an American Legion around my way. Bank of America, NASCAR, a bunch more. IBM, Nike, and Walmart. I'm not getting none of these companies for real, for real. I mean, those are for the Steph Currys and the Kevin Durant's and LeBron James. But yeah, I'm just looking for like Tata's funeral home or um, Lala's shampoo and conditioner, um, just to get started. Um, Let me see real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this up because I think we got the gist uh, of what to do. Um, is there a location for advertisers to reach out to podcasters? Advertise on my podcast. Let me see. Pod search. Okay. Let me see. Can help you advertise on any podcast depending on your global budget and timeline. Um, okay. So I'm looking at pod search ad. So essentially, okay. Okay. So I think on pod, I think here, um, I can just essentially put it on here. This what's this website? Pod search ad. And I believe I can check the box, advertise my podcast to grow my audience. Take advertisers on my podcast. So I can fill this form out in Pod Search, and then essentially, if there's somebody trying to advertise, then they may be able to help me. But I know how it's all going to work, man. People are just going to be like, all right, and this is going to cost you $89.99. And so I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Da, 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 da. Um, Advertisers looking for a podcast. Okay. How do I reach out to advertisers for my podcast? Um, okay. Uh, get started with podcast ads on Spotify. Well, I'm on Spotify, but I don't think I'm eligible. Turn listeners into customers with podcast ads. Um, yeah, I'm just looking around. I don't think. Hmm. So I'm just gonna research this a little bit more. This episode's getting long as hell. Um, um, so I'm just gonna be working on this, trying to figure this out. Uh, we'll try to get to the market. This JetBlue is ruining my life. What the hell? Like, I should have been got out of this. Down 16% now. Um, what happened? Goodness gracious, calm down, JetBlue. Like, we get it. let me go check out the chart. I know we look at this every day. I'm just gonna go to the 10-day. Yeah, it's dropping pretty substantially. Uh, and the thing that's crazy is, um, I think it reached 52-week low. Let me take a look at this real quick. I'm just looking at JetBlue real quick. Ah, goodness. I mean, I was expecting it to drop like this. 15, 16%. Uh, uh, some people are saying that the company doesn't have a plan. Uh, Private jet took off without permission, leading to close call with JetBlue flight. So I don't think does that have anything to do with JetBlue? Um, the Hop A jet aircraft crossed the runway, and so JetBlue's getting chewed out for that. Somebody else almost crashing into them. Uh, all right, I'm sure. And I want to see JetBlue's 52-week low if I can find it. Yeah, 649. No, 618. Okay, so it still hasn't reached 52-week low. I'm just gonna let it chill real quick. I definitely see it going down. Um, but damn, JetBlue, like, I just want to see something real quick. I should, you know what? Uh, that might be the that might be the first company I reach out to. So I'm probably just gonna um write up a quick fake proposal or whatever, just to get my feet wet, get my beak wet. Um, and then I may just send it JetBlue. Shit, we both struggling, so we'll just be two struggle pieces of bread, make a struggle sandwich. So, yeah, we'll figure this out. Let me see if there's anything else that I possibly could have kind of brushed over. Um, um, Here, real quick. On the other note, I know I probably played it before, but let me I can play the $1 million worth of game. Let's see where it's at. Nick Cannon. It was a Nick Cannon episode, and let me see if I can find it. So I'm gonna have to reach out to these sponsors, uh, because again, manifestation. I know this shit's gonna take off. I have no other option but to start manifesting my future more positively. Um, so let me see if I can find where Wallace started talking about it. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was like. Okay, I'm sitting around waiting for people to come to me, and I was like, nah, dog, I gotta reach out. So I don't think there's anything else that I really need to research. I think I got the information I need now. Um, are there what? Let me see. Let me see. I'm sorry, that didn't come out right. Uh, stop. Um, companies looking to advertise on podcasts. Just going to ask. Plain simple. I don't know who they are, but okay. So I'm about to probably try to get some paper, some stuff written up. Probably just gonna take my resume. I know I said earlier, try to avoid copy and pasting, but I'm probably gonna take my resume and then just turn it around into essentially a resume to get podcasts, and then I mean to get sponsorship, advertisement, and then once that starts coming in, you know what I'm saying, and we can start getting these views up. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. I should have bread coming in pretty regularly. Hopefully, you know what? I got to start manifesting some shit. So yeah, I'm gonna have this bread coming in, and then that's gonna be able to start funding the funds that we're gonna be trading with, so that I can look at the market and try to put together my technical and my fundamental analysis. And it's also gonna give me the opportunity to go back and take any classes that I need to take. I've kind of always wanted to become a CFA, a certified. No, I'm sorry, chartered financial analyst. And I hear it's hard as hell. Everybody is always like, 80% of people that take that test fail. And I'm like, I know. All right. But one thing people said, you got to change your mindset from, 70% of business fail in the first 7 years to, I'm not even sure that's completely correct, to, 30% of businesses succeed in their first 7 years. 20% of people pass the CFA on their first try or whatever. So just to change the mindset. So these are things that I'm going to be trying to get accomplished, and in order so that we can take this to the next level, in order for me to be able to provide this content, so that um, the my overall goal is to be able to help. That's all that I really want to do. I just want to help people break shit down, so that they can understand, uh, the markets, as well as anybody else, or not even be like an expert, but just enough so that they can build a portfolio, so that they can do whatever it is they want to do. Vacation, send little Timmy or little Cindy to college, retire before the age of 59 and a half, whatever it is, be able to fund a school, whatever it is that they want to do, get the right team around them, uh, and also be able to ask the right questions, because we have so many people that, they get, I can't remember her name, Peggy something, I can't remember her name, but they go in the room with a lady like Peggy Anderson, I can't remember her name, but essentially, they get $100,000 check. They go in the room. That she says, "Oh, I know everything. I'm the expert." Blah 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 blah. And you don't know the questions to ask. You know what I'm saying? Everything like that. And then next thing you know, you're missing 250K. 100K or whatever. But just to be able to just say, "Hey, okay, I see what's going on," and hopefully, I'm able to help out anybody. So I want to say thank you to anybody and everybody who decided to stop by, kick it with your man Chanman. I appreciate it. Kick it with me. Um, so in a little bit, I'm probably going to get the bum rush. Because I haven't paid attention to the market at all, minus JetBlue is just it's going down. Um, so to kind of figure out what that, and then I'll figure out what else is going on with the market. I know it's probably having a pretty good day. We can take a look at CNBC real quick. What they talking about?
Now, 1 year in, some of the incentives have yet to be clarified, and the clock is ticking, and there's a lot of money on the line. The government still needs to decide which solar products qualify for the hybrid
Okay, they're talking about climate change and energy and everything, which is so important.
supply. downside from where it's currently trading. Best in class balance sheet, Southwest unit revenues will
They're
continue to
talking
face
about
downward pressure,
airlines
which
being
is not expected
downgraded.
by Wall Street at this time when he looks at estimates. That, coupled with shares trading above what he calls a through cycle valuation, he says there is downside risk, so it's time to sell. So I should note Southwest is the worst performer of those three airlines. It's up about 3.5% year to date, whereas American is up almost 25%, and United is up about 40%. But United seems to be the crowd favorite. Most analysts still bearish or bullish on that one, including Redburn, despite its impressive run higher.
And that's the talk about the international play, right? That's why everybody liked Delta for so long. As we were coming into this summer, because first it was Southwest. They wanted Southwest for the domestic play because people weren't going international, and now you can sense the shift, coupled with the fact that Southwest has been plagued by some bad PR and a tough July 4th holiday. I mean, they just have had some computer issues. That one was, I saw it was down. Southwest down 1 month down 13%. So,
Right.
All right, thanks. Good luck there. And I wonder too what the consumers will be doing. Will they feel comfortable to spend for the holidays? We'll be talking about that, of course, throughout the next few.
Thanks for rubbing it in my face. I see JetBlue taking, just tanking, it's just relentless. And I did this trade thinking like, just doing the trade. Um, it's just serious, down 17% now. I mean, goodness. I mean, have I ever had a stock trade like this? Damn, slow down. But I'm just gonna let it ride. We'll figure this all out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. Again, thank you to anybody and everybody who decided to stop by, kick it with your mans. I appreciate it. This is Chan Man, House of Barf.